Hello and welcome to our lunch huddle. And we're so glad you chose to spend your 12 o'clock hour with us. I'm Reggie Edwards and I head up the Encouraging Place. And I love what I do. And we do a host of things, but this one in particular is a podcast around racial healing and all kinds of good things related to building people up. So this morning, we are delighted to have with us the Right Reverend Michael Bruce Curry. He has served as the 27th Presiding Bishop, primate, is that what they call it,
Yep.
of the Episcopal Church, elected in 2015 to a 9-year term as Presiding Bishop. And his vision and message is that of Jesus of Nazareth and his model of radical sacrificial love. Bishop Curry retired in 2024, so that's how I was able to get him. And now he travels all around the world sharing his message of love. He is the author of 5 books and named the 2018 Religion Newsmaker of the Year by the Religion News Association. Welcome, Reverend Bishop, Dr. friend Michael Curry.
It's good to be with you.
We so welcome you. We were so glad that you could be with us. And I'm sure all our listeners and viewers are glad to get you in a spot like this, right?
It's a joy.
You don't have on all your stuff.
No. I've laid that down.
Yeah, I hear you. Now you wearing regular clothes.
That's what regular clothes.
I hear you. Well, tell me this. You said that love is the way, in your book. And I said, yeah, that's wonderful. But for someone who hears that and thinks it sounds too soft or too simple, what you say to that? What you tell them?
Well, the irony is the first time I had an opportunity to say that in a context where people would hear it was at the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
We won't get to that. Yeah, I was going to work on down to that.
That was the first time that I had a wider audience that would hear it, or at least. And after that, I can't tell you how many times people came up to me and said, "I didn't know Christianity was about love."
Wow.
Now that's
a terrible indictment against Christians.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
and
really.
it was even surprised the depth and the number of people who said that on airplanes and that kind of thing. I wasn't doing anything necessarily, but that came up over and over again. I went on a TMZ. They called and asked if I would come on, and they said, "Look,
okay,
our
TMZ,
audience
all right."
is." I said, "Okay."
Well, I know how they are.
I didn't know, but I mean, I kind of knew. I'd heard of them, but I didn't really know. But I said, "All right, I'll do it." They said, "Our audience is mostly young people."
Yeah, that's it.
And I said, "Okay." And they said, our audience wants to believe what you said, but they really don't know if they can.
Wow.
And many, the same refrain, many did not know that that's what Christianity is about. Now, again, they were probably referring to young people who had not grown up in the church.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really probably the majority, or getting close to the majority now. And I remember when I was a pastor in Baltimore, Maryland, and C. Eric Lincoln was still doing some teaching here at Duke Divinity.
Okay.
And he had sort of started some of the Black church studies work that was going on at Duke. And he published a paper where he said, we may be in the midst of raising the first generation of Black young people for whom the majority are not being raised up in the womb of the Black church.
Yeah.
And I was in Baltimore at a Black church, and I realized that was a calling. And we kind of reoriented our ministry at that church around focusing on young people.
Yeah.
I mean, heavy focus on young people. And God bless the congregation. They really worked with. I said, it's going to cost us something. And we're not necessarily. I used to joke with folk. I said, either we teach young people how to bend the knee at the name of Jesus.
Come on.
Or they may meet you in a dark alley.
You'll
bend
the knee.
You
there you go.
So we have a choice.
And that's real. That is.
Raise them up in the right way, or just let them stray. Is that really what we want to do?
That's where they are now. And it's unfortunate that like we're even talking about how do we attract more young people, because we're gonna have to go on out of here. Right. And we need somebody to lead us.
Somebody's going to have to lead on.
And for that generation that's coming up through what's happening now, politically and all, they're going to be good and crazy. You know what I'm saying? And not know how to lead, right? Because they can't look at anything and say, that's right. Right?
That's right.
This is the way. So yeah, that's
And so that's
it's
where
really
now
concern.
go back to where does love is the way come?
Okay, come on.
It comes from Jesus.
There you go. That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
He
I
said,
didn't make this up.
no, 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 no. It would have been good if you could have, but you
Yeah, it would have
couldn't
been
come up with
nice,
that.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
actually comes from Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, when
yeah.
Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life" in
That is
John's
the
gospel,
word.
it's in the context that Jesus does all of his teaching about love in
Mm-hmm,
John's gospel.
mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
it's at the Last Supper in John,
Yeah,
chapters
yeah.
13 through 17.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's in that context he says, "I am the way,
I'm
truth,
it.
and the life."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he says, "I give you a new commandment
There you
that you
go.
love
There you
one
go.
another as
There you
I have
go.
loved you."
Isn't that?
And so the truth is this that's why the young people who say, "I didn't know Christianity was about
That's a
love,"
shame.
they were actually I'm not sure most Christians really
Oh
I don't
God,
know.
what we going to
I
church
don't
for?
know.
What we
Church
going to
folk,
church for
I
if
don't
we
know.
don't know
You know, I don't
these
know
basic?
that Jesus exemplified and in the New Testament in the Gospels, the way of love is consistently tied to Jesus sacrificing his own life on
There you
the
go.
cross.
Yeah, yeah.
It is the way of unselfishness.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see,
yeah.
it's the
Uh-huh.
way of living for the good and the well-being of others,
Others.
not
Mm-hmm.
just about
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that, see, when you put it in those terms,
Yeah.
this is unselfish. Dr. King used to often say sacrificial love.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's what
mm-hmm.
we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, we're
that's it.
not talking about Valentine's Day.
No, Lord have mercy, no. Not none of that.
Now, I mean,
Uh-uh.
I've been married a long time, so
And you know to do Valentine's
I
Day, but
got
it
to do
ain't that kind of
Valentine's Day,
love. All right,
right?
right,
But
right.
that's not the
Uh-huh,
same
uh-huh.
as Good Friday.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And that's where we're supposed to love.
that's
Look at
the
it
real
that way.
love. That's the
Yeah,
real deal.
yeah.
And
That's it.
you know, and the irony is we don't have another word for love.
Yeah, you
You know,
said that. You said people use the word love for everything.
oh,
I
for everything.
love ice
Yeah,
cream, or I
I
love
love
this dress, or I
exactly.
love that pocketbook, or I love him today.
Yes, yeah, for the moment.
But the truth of what love is, I don't think people know.
No,
You
we
know,
don't.
because
Television
we've
doesn't help.
added it to all the things that it's not about.
Oh, Lord, yeah. I
Hmm.
see. My wife got me watching soap opera
Yeah. Okay.
since I retired,
Hmm.
and so she had to watch them every day with her, but she
Uh-huh.
got a routine. She watches Young and the Restless comes
Uh,
on at 12:30,
it's been going on forever.
and then you know it's been on forever, and so it goes to 1:30, and
Mhm.
then The Bold and the Beautiful comes on, at 1, and they go on till
Mhm.
2, and then at 2 o'clock, Beyond the Gates,
Man,
black
if that
soap
ain't the
opera.
biggest trip of
Oh,
all
oh my
time,
lord!
I'm like, really, y'all? Y'all really gonna act like this is Black America?
I know you.
Yeah, they are. They behind the gate.
But you know what?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
beyond the gates.
I said, man, we can't even get over in there.
And every once
Yeah,
in a while they slip a little church. At least they do slip church in. Every once in a
yeah.
while, one of
Uh-huh.
them will get on the piano and start playing a gospel
Yeah,
tune.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
sing.
Uh-huh.
Every once in a while. But outside of that, it's the usual nonsense.
It's
It's a soap
yes,
opera.
as all of them are. As all of
Oh
them are.
yeah, yeah.
So okay, so everybody wants to know. You got to go and talk to us about
Right.
how tell us about the day you got the call from the Archbishop of Canterbury
Uh-huh.
to say they wanted you to preach at the wedding of Prince Harry and
Oh,
Meghan Markle. What was that like for you?
for me?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get it initially. Remember, my staff got it because
Okay.
I was traveling. I think I
Okay.
was on a plane.
Okay.
And I don't even remember where I was. I'm not even sure I was in the country.
Okay.
Wherever I was going, I was traveling, but I was
Mhm.
en route. So I didn't get the message
Mhm.
until I landed,
Mhm.
and I don't remember where I was.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway, so it took a while. So I had to call this staff member back, and I got him. I got Chuck. I sent him a text, and
Mhm.
then I called him. I said, "What's up?" And because I think what he said was the Archbishop of Canterbury needs to speak with you. And I said, "Okay, that sounds serious. What's up? What's up?"
What is he?
So when I got Chuck, he said, apparently they want you to preach at this upcoming royal wedding. I said, what royal wedding? I said, oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. Well, okay, let me find out. So finally we were able to hook up
Mhm.
and get a time when
Mhm.
both of us could talk because we were in different time zones and all
Yeah,
this.
all of that.
And the way he said it was interesting because you don't tell the monarch no.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
So the way he phrased the question, I really liked it. He said, if you were asked,
Uh-huh.
would you say yes to offering the address
Okay.
at the
Okay.
upcoming royal wedding?
Okay.
Notice
Yeah,
phrase.
like uh-huh.
If you were
And you
asked.
knew
So
what you knew what to
if you
say.
gonna say,
Uh-huh.
no, I ain't doing it.
It's like, okay, we ain't even going no
And you
further
off the
with you.
list.
Yeah. We're going to the
That's
next
it.
man.
Right.
Right, right.
Exactly. Because you know they got somebody else.
Oh yeah,
They'll
you
find
know.
somebody. And so anyway, yeah, he explained to me what was going on, and
Mhm.
it had grown out of their conversations because he
Mhm.
had done you know, the premarital stuff with
Okay.
them.
Okay.
And toward the end, if they do it, I'm guessing he did it the way I used to do it when I was a church
Mhm.
pastor.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
last few sessions were
Mhm.
about the wedding. The
Uh-huh.
first ones are about marriage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You too. And
That's all.
living together
Yeah,
forever and
living
ever.
together.
Uh-huh.
Trust
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
y'all look sweet and happy now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But
the day's
tomorrow will
gonna
come.
come.
Lord have
Oh
mercy.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
it.
you know, when they got to talking about
Mhm.
the wedding, what their hopes were and all that kind
Mhm.
of stuff, and somehow they got to the question of who was going to be the preacher or who was going to give the address. They didn't even call it.
I
It's not
know. That
called a
was saying.
sermon.
I said they
It was
don't. They
called an
said
address.
address. Yeah, that's what I thought. I said that
Well,
too.
it was a royal address,
Okay. Okay. I hear you.
an address to the royal family,
Okay.
royal
Mhm.
couple. Again, I don't know how that differs from a sermon,
Yeah, it's like, and you
but
can't
anyway, I
say
said
sermon.
I said I still have a text, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I can still
And
say
it's
that,
going to be
right?
from something in the Bible,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I'm going to preach about it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Which means I'm gonna try to get the word of the Lord into
In
this
there. Uh-huh. Or
context.
else
So
I
what's
ain't
gonna
coming.
happen?
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, all that." I said, "Well,
Mhm.
that sounds like a sermon to me."
Yeah, but if that's what y'all call it, an
And we can
address.
call it address. That's
Uh-huh.
fine with me.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There you go. There you go.
So so that once we got that figured out, I couldn't tell anybody.
Really?
Well, the press was
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah,
hard
yeah,
on them.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
They wanted
really
to know
anything.
who's gonna do that
I
part.
mean, oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and all sorts. You just never know. So they
Yeah.
were trying to contain it as much
Mhm.
as possible.
Mhm.
Roll out what they want, who's doing what, the
Mhm.
closer they got
Mhm.
to the
Mhm.
service, and I couldn't even tell my wife.
Wow.
This was in February, I think,
Wow,
and the
that's
wedding wasn't
amazing.
until May. But I did tell him, I said, I do have a practical problem.
Mhm.
I've got a pre-existing calendar, and so
Mhm.
I've got commitments. And that particular Saturday, I'm supposed to be in Arizona
Okay.
and I'm supposed to be preaching and speaking
Mhm.
at a conference of Episcopalians. I said, "This is that's my day
Yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean,
Mhm.
y'all ain't paying me, so
Tell me about it. And
that's my
I
day
don't
job.
need all that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'd be honored to do it, but
Mhm.
that still ain't paying,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
and you're not paying any bills."
Uh-huh.
so,
Uh-huh. All I get
so
is
he said, "Well, let me
prestige.
work on it and see what
Okay.
I can do."
Mhm.
So they finally did get permission for me to at least tell the bishop
Okay.
of Arizona and ask him not to tell anybody why. Just
Wow.
say that the presiding bishops has to reschedule
Yeah,
his
yeah.
visit to
Mhm.
Arizona. Something
Mhm.
has come up and just leave it at that. And
Yeah,
that's
they
what he
get it.
did. It was
Yeah.
fine. Then later on, they figured out what
Mhm.
it
So
all
where is he
was.
gonna be on that
Yeah,
day when they're doing
yeah,
the
yeah. What is
wedding?
that? And so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went,
yeah.
all right, maybe a
Mhm.
year later.
That is wonderful.
But that's how it all kind of happened. And
Uh-huh.
that's, to be honest, it was a normal wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Uh-huh.
really was. Now,
Okay, okay.
there's a lot normal and very unnormal in the
Yeah,
sense
yeah,
that,
yeah. Mm,
there were all sorts of the one of the joyous parts was there were several rehearsals the day
mhm,
before,
mhm.
and the one that involved the clergy also included one of the gospel choir from London.
My, okay.
And, oh, they were a trip. Oh, they were
Hey, I
alright.
can't believe
And
it.
so
Yeah.
they did their rehearsal, and we got to hear them.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
after we finished ours, they were still outside singing.
mhm,
So I went up to them,
mhm.
and for like an hour, they just jammed.
Yeah, all right, all right.
They
Uh-huh.
just
Y'all
jammed.
just gonna
I
turn
mean,
it
here we
out.
are, Windsor Castle, just
That is
jamming out
amazing.
in a little courtyard.
Yeah.
It was sweet. It was
Mhm.
really
And
nice.
they sung at the wedding? They
Yeah,
sung at the
they
wedding
sang.
too?
Oh yeah, there was all sorts of stuff that was going on
Really?
before
Yeah.
the actual wedding, before the
Uh-huh.
bride and groom and all that
Uh-huh.
stuff. I don't remember maybe for an hour worth. There was a
Oh.
young black guy whose name I do not remember, but he played the cello. He was a
Mhm,
celloist.
mhm.
And he clearly was somebody who was emerging.
Okay.
Like Yo Yo
Yeah, yeah,
Ma
yeah. Uh-huh,
eventually
one of
became.
them. Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
emerging into
Okay.
that. And a
Mhm,
young black guy,
mhm.
just a humble kid. When that dude put that cello in his hands,
Wow.
ooh, he
He
had
went there.
music coming. Oh,
Oh
he went
my.
there. It
Uh-huh,
was
uh-huh.
just
I
awesome.
bet everybody was amazed.
I know they were.
Yeah,
I told him,
uh-huh,
I said,
uh-huh.
"Brother, you awesome."
You got something. Yeah,
He
you
said,
got
You
something.
are awesome."
And look at this international stage that he
That's where
had.
he had, and he's
Yeah, yeah,
just something. And he had won
mhm,
all sorts of
yeah.
awards in Britain, and just a remarkable young man. And
That
his
is wonderful.
family comes from a family of musicians,
Mm,
so there was wonderful things like that.
yeah. So you stayed that you had to stay there like that was so you had to stay the whole week before that Saturday. Were you having to be there that whole week before
No,
that
I
Saturday
think I got
of the
there.
wedding?
I believe I got there like a Thursday, maybe. Thursday or Wednesday. I don't really remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't have to
You
be there
never.
a week. Yeah, the rehearsal was Friday.
Okay.
All the
Like
rehearsals for
our
Friday.
rehearsals, yeah.
I think I got there either Thursday or Wednesday. Probably Wednesday, just so you could acclimate to the time change and just adjust yourself so that
Yeah.
you were actually able to stay awake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That was something to do. Hey, well, we were just so proud. There's our brother right
There he
there.
is.
That's our brother doing
We know where
that.
that
We were
bug
so
came
proud of
from.
that. Yeah, yeah, for real, for
Yeah.
real. Of all the people, I mean, I knew that was a God thing.
Yeah,
Of all
that
the
really was.
people that could have been asked,
Yeah.
it was you.
Yeah, and normally it would be a British bishop
Yeah,
at
yeah. And I thought
any
they're
of the
saying, why didn't
royal
they ask me?
weddings, but this was a different wedding.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
It was,
uh-huh.
and they are a sweet they really are. They're in love. I mean, there's no question about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And for them, I think it was because it was them
Mhm.
that this they were bridging racial divides.
Yeah, yeah, that was significant.
They were bridging national divides. I mean, 2 different countries and 2 different cultures and all of that. New worlds were being created
Yeah,
in this
indeed,
marriage,
indeed. And people needed to see
You
that.
need to see that. And so why not reflect? I mean, to have a gospel choir. And the other thing is nothing was done in that service that did not have the approval of the queen.
Okay, okay.
From a gospel choir to a black preacher.
Yeah,
Nothing was done that she
She has
didn't.
to
She
approve it.
approved of all it.
Isn't that
I mean,
something?
which says a lot for her.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Because it could have
Said,
been like, yeah, but don't say this. Yeah, but can you no, would you just leave that part out?
I did have
But
to
they
submit
gave
a
it.
copy of the
I
sermon
hear
ahead of
you, I
time.
hear you, I hear
They
you.
did. I
They
don't
wanna
know
see
who.
that.
I don't. Yeah, they wanted to
But
see
they
it.
went with it, and I know you gave
And
it to them
they didn't change. I gave them exactly.
the
Well,
way
it's
your words
now
would
again,
say.
right. It was what I was saying, but the relationship between a black preacher and an actual written manuscript
Yeah, like, I ain't gonna say nothing on that paper.
is a tenuous
Yeah.
relationship at best.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you what I think I'm gonna say,
Right.
but
This gonna
actually,
be
Imma go
close.
there.
And actually, it was close. It was close. But it was pretty much that. But no, she approved of everything that happened.
Yeah.
Because she's a woman of deep faith. She was a woman of real, for real.
Wonderful,
I
wonderful.
mean, it was no jive. It wasn't public show off. She's serious. She was serious about her faith.
That's good.
She really
That's
was.
good because it could have gone a whole nother way.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this: who were the people, your mentors, your family, communities that shaped the way you think about love and reconciliation? Like, who, where did that develop in you? I mean, I know God put it there, but
Yeah.
who were the people and that drew you that way?
Well,
I
now I
mean,
have
even growing up. I mean, I know.
and it was people
Mhm,
growing up,
mhm,
and I talk about it in the book Love Is the Way.
mhm.
I actually talk about some of them. And I mean, I grew up in a sort of normal
Yeah.
black church home. I
Mhm,
mean, it
mhm,
wasn't
mhm.
anything unique about it. I
Sure,
mean,
sure.
but it was everybody in those days. Everybody was Christian, or at least they lied about it.
Yeah, and everybody went to church. In
Everybody
that
went to
day,
church.
everybody went to
That's
church.
right.
Yeah,
Even if
and
they
you were
didn't.
Christian because you went to church.
Right.
That's how you know.
And
Yeah,
even if they didn't go to
yeah.
church,
They
they
gonna
said
say,
they
"I'm a
did.
Christian." Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
I said, what the
Mhm.
preacher preach about? Oh, he preached about love. Yeah,
And you
okay.
can say that every single Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, guarantee.
Uh-huh.
So I was, grew up in that
Mhm.
context. And to some extent, greatly, my father, who was a pastor himself and was very much involved in civil rights stuff. So I was always around him, and the preachers were always at the house,
Mhm, mhm.
usually planning something,
Yeah,
always
yeah,
planning
yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
The one thing I do remember is when they were planning buses going to the March on Washington. This would have been in 62, 63. And they were planning, I guess, the buses and organizing things and that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. And so I just remember being in that context where when I grew older, I realized, okay, the gospel has something to do with setting folk free.
Come on, that's right. That's right.
And it is not about just getting happy in church on
Oh,
Sunday.
for real, and that's something people
It
need
is
to know.
about church changing. We can go and get
Yeah,
happy. There's nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
get that.
But
Get that,
that's
but
not
that
the
ain't the
sum
bottom.
total of it.
That's not why
That's
you
right.
go.
And so I grew up realizing, always believing that the gospel of Jesus has something to do with my spiritual self and my social and my psychological and my personal and my
It
economic
flows down
and
the
my
line.
political. It's got something to do with like
All of
Billie
that.
Holiday used to sing, "All of me, why
Come
not
on,
take
come on,
all of
come
me?"
on.
That's where
Yeah.
and so I grew up with that. That
Mhm,
was just
mhm,
a given.
mhm,
And I didn't go to college, to be honest, thinking necessarily about being ordained. I mean,
mhm,
I wasn't sure what I wanted to do,
mhm,
to be
mhm,
honest. And
mhm. Was that
when
floating around your head, or it didn't? It just
it
wasn't even
was
there?
there. Oh, when I
Oh
was a little
yeah.
kid, I
Okay.
wanted to be
Okay.
like my father. So
Okay. Okay.
I would
Mhm.
pretend to play church when I was a little
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, get to a teenager,
Mhm.
that kind of fades away.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
thing you want to be is like your father.
You don't,
So,
and you don't want to be a preacher in
and
college.
don't want to be,
No.
oh, Lord
No.
have mercy.
That first year, especially, like
No,
no.
no,
That,
no, no. It's a whole world. I didn't
yeah.
even know it was
Yeah. I
out here.
know. That's it. That's
That's
what it
right.
was for
That's
me.
right.
Mhm.
It's for me. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, so that took a while. That had to
Mhm.
evolve. But when we were growing up, our mother, my sister and I, the two of us, our mother had a massive cerebral hemorrhage,
Mm.
and she was in a coma for a year and a half,
Oh
and
my. My.
eventually died.
Mhm.
And it was during that time that her mother, our
Mhm.
maternal grandmother, who had to be in her 70s by then,
Wow. Mhm.
pretty much picked up and moved in.
Mhm.
Cause daddy didn't know how to do a little
Yeah.
girl's hair.
No.
He,
Mm-mm.
he
No.
they- I mean,
Mhm.
and hair was a
No.
big issue
Mhm.
among
Yeah.
black folks,
Mhm.
at least for a girl.
For a girl,
Boys
that's
just
right.
cut it off
Yeah, you couldn't go
in
to
those
school
days.
looking like anything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he had a little pigtails
Yeah.
and had them
Mhm.
braided right and all.
Mhm.
Daddy didn't know how to do that,
No.
and he
No.
couldn't cook. To starve to death if we had to live
The
on.
children would have never made it, right?
We never would have
I
made
hear
it.
you. I hear
So
you.
grandma came in and helped out. And one of the folk who came and really helped out was a friend of Broad's,
Okay. Yeah.
Josie Robbins. She was Josie Hunter back in those
Okay.
days.
Okay.
And then she got married and became Josie Robbins.
Mm.
And these folk came in and took care of us, and made sure that we had a home.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to do that.
Yeah. So your whole home life was not disturbed at all. Y'all just
Not
went
really.
right on.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Isn't
No.
that something?
No, through all that that whole period of time.
Mm.
And I realized later that I had experienced a profound act of love on the part
Yeah.
of these
Yeah. That's
folks.
something.
You
That's
see what I
something.
mean?
Yeah.
That was
And you
it
didn't
took
even
me.
have to call it that. You just
Yeah,
saw it.
I didn't call
I
it
was
that. I
able
didn't
to
know
call it. That's what it
that's what it
is.
was.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh.
exactly that's what love looks
There
like.
you go. In the flesh.
In the
In the
flesh. You
mhm.
got it. You
Mhm.
got it. So that was put all that together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And you end up with Michael Curry. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's how I kind of later on I was
Mhm.
able to put that together and think about it and
Mhm.
say, wow. And when I wrote the book Love is the Way, that
Mhm.
was there. But that was what was behind it, was a
Mhm.
realization that this way of Jesus really is about a way of caring for others. That is sacrificial, that is unselfish, that
Mhm.
really does seek the good and the welfare of others as well as the self. You don't get
Yeah, yeah,
left
yeah.
out,
For real, for real.
but it's not
Mhm.
about you first.
Yeah.
No, it's
And
just not.
it's something in there that's real fulfilling when you do it. Like,
Yeah,
I might have done that for you, but I feel joy
I feel
because I
yes.
did that.
Yeah.
It's not like about me, but that I did that. Then it
You
gives you joy and satisfaction too.
everybody gets
Yeah,
blessed.
yeah, for real,
Everybody
for
gets
real.
blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people could say, yeah, okay, that love thing is good for Sundays, but in the workplace, how in the world am I supposed to think that way? Or at the Thanksgiving Day table where you got Uncle Bobo who talks that
Uncle Bobo.
noise. He talking that noise. He's anti everything. You know what I'm saying? And so and
And
so
probably
outside of the church,
doesn't go to
yeah,
anybody's
yeah,
church.
yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah, yeah. He ain't studying it. But they can always quote a scripture that they done came up
some
somewhere.
obscures.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Yeah,
Like
So
Obadiah said.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So how can you? Because you started it by talking about the lady who came in and took care of y'all. But how does it look outside of the place with the steeple on it? How does that look?
Oh, love is an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, I love that. Go ahead. I'm gonna use
Love.
that too. I'm gonna take that.
Nobody's got a copyright on love.
Okay, okay,
No
okay.
church, no religion, no
Mhm.
preacher, no evangelist,
Mhm.
nobody.
Mhm.
The copyright on love belongs only to God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
God is
yeah.
the source, the author of of love. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right there in the New Testament. I love that passage in John, first John in the epistle, not the
Mm-hmm.
gospel, but in the
Mm-hmm.
epistle.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Beloved, let us love one another
Yes,
because love
love
is
is
of
of
God,
God,
and
and
those who
everyone that
love are
loveth
born of
born of
God
God
and
and
know
know
God.
God.
Those
That's
who do
right.
not love do not know
They don't.
God."
They don't
Why?
know.
Because God
He is
is
love.
love.
You better preach that,
That
preacher.
is just I'm gonna work with that. But it's just that clear. And so to realize that is to realize that love, real love. Again, I'm not talking about just that the real love, the unselfish, sacrificial love, the way of love that we actually do see in Jesus, who sacrificed himself
For real, for real.
for others.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus didn't sacrifice himself so he could get a PhD.
No.
He did not sacrifice himself so he could have a higher, income and Social
For
Security
real, for
before it
real.
was over.
Say so.
It had nothing to do with that.
Uh-huh.
It was for the good and well-being of others, and that's why I always loved that hymn. That the old spiritual, "There's a Balm in Gilead,"
Yeah, it is.
and that verse that says, "So if you cannot preach like Peter, and you cannot pray like Paul, you can tell the love of Jesus,
Come on.
how he died to save us all."
There you
That's it.
go. There
He
you go.
didn't die for what he could get out of it. He
Yeah.
died to
For
save
real.
us all.
Yeah.
That's love.
That's love.
That
That's love in the flesh. I mean, it's love
Yes.
like it. He gave us the recipe. He gave us the way to live it.
Yes.
You can live it out this way, right? You ain't got to go the way of the world because they
Right.
don't know nothing about love
Not
and they
gonna
don't know
help
nothing
you out.
about him. But if you live this, people will see it and it'll make an impact because they see something different. Like,
Yes.
you don't act like the rest of
Yeah.
you know what I'm
There's something
saying? And
different.
that is the draw. Because what is that thing that says the only Bible that many people read is
You.
your life, you.
Right.
And so that seems makes volumes of I saw it in so and so. By the way they talk to people, by the way they didn't talk to people, by the way they didn't talk about people. I saw something,
Yeah.
and that stands
There's
out.
something different.
That stands out. Well, do you? How does love work when it comes to dealing with people who've been hurt? And Lord have mercy, we ain't gonna talk about church hurt. There's a whole that's another whole thing.
Yeah.
But how do you talk that to people? I mean, I've been hurt by my daddy. I was hurt by my wife. I was hurt by Aunt Betty. I was hurt by the people on my job. I was hurt. How do you? Because it is the bomb. How do you pour it in to say? How do you deal with that? And what would you say? I mean, because people come.
That's where you have to, when people are in counseling and therapy and in or pastoral conversations where you have to respect that pain.
Yeah, it's real.
You
And you can't talk
and
over
you
it.
can't you have to respect that pain because it's real. It's real. And in doing that, you show them love, at least from you. And in time, certainly in counseling and therapies and all of that, sometimes someone may not be able to completely forgive a person who was harmed. It may or may not. It just depends.
Yeah. That
Really
forgiveness is
does.
something.
But maybe they can learn, where do I place it in my life? Do I let my feelings about that rule my life, or do I let something greater than that rule my life?
Yeah.
And that's where my faith, that's where God, okay, I'm gonna get as much God at the center of me as I can. Okay, I'm not God, so I'm not gonna be all love. I can't be it. But how do I get as much? And let's work at that. And see, and you work practically at that.
Yeah.
And it just takes time. And you try, and it's important for folk to be in communities of love.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're perfect communities, but it does mean that when we mess up, fess up,
Come on.
right? Mess up, fess up, get up, and walk a different way.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that right there.
Oh,
That was
steal
real
it.
cute.
I probably
right there.
stole it from somebody. I don't even remember saying it.
That
Hold
was a
on.
good one.
I don't even remember. Yeah, you mess
That was a
up,
good
fess
one.
up, get up,
Yeah.
and walk a different way.
Yeah. And that is
That's
the part, and that's one of those is the thing that we don't do. I'm not gonna admit to you that
Yeah,
I was
that's
wrong or I shouldn't have done that to you. Now I'm gonna just keep on going to here and leave you with that pain.
that is true.
I
You are right.
I should go back and say something to him about that. That or I
I was
came
wrong.
I came out of a bag. I shouldn't have been that ugly. to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
impossible.
because
None of us is perfect.
that,
I've been ordained almost 50 years.
go ahead.
I made more mistakes. Usually they're public.
Yeah,
Everybody knows them.
everybody knows.
So I said, well, y'all ain't perfect. So why you
Yeah,
acting like I'm supposed to be perfect? But the
yeah,
reality is when you can finally just say, I messed up.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lord, I messed up. And sometimes someone will receive that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they don't.
Yeah, that's it. And you just
And
got
you
to keep
can't
on walking.
fix that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You
Or
can't
you can't
accept.
make, but you can at least be open if that door ever opened. But you can do what you can do,
Yeah.
and that's it. No, none of us. Only Jesus.
Come on.
It's
There
only
you go.
one.
For real. So tell me what gives you hope now. I mean, in light of, I mean, every
Really?
time you turn on the TV, or every time you what gives you hope now? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
because everything we see is terrible. But I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what you hear,
You're right.
you know, it's just, yeah.
Well, I can take. Well, and I'm not just saying this.
I hear
The
you.
brown note, folk like you.
Okay.
I mean, my grandma used to always say, God will always have a witness.
Come on.
And if that is the case, then God is not finished with us yet.
There you go. There you go.
And if God is not finished, then there's always another possibility.
Okay. Okay.
And I really do believe that. There was a when I was in Baltimore it was in the Sinai Hospital above the obstetric, the birthing where the babies were. And there was a quote from the Jewish Talmud, which was like above the door. It was I guess it was in Hebrew, and it was an English translation, I think. And what it had to be, because I couldn't read Hebrew, so it had to be. And it was above the door, and it said, every child who is born is a reminder that God is not finished with us.
Come on. Okay.
And that's how you know hope.
Okay, there you go.
If God is not finished with us, then we are not finished. The work goes on.
Yeah. So I mean, when I look at turn the TV on, when you hear all things from media, it I mean, something does swell up inside of you. It's like, what?
I know.
What?
I know.
They said what? He did what?
He did what?
Like, is this what? Am I crazy? Is that crazy? Like, yeah, that is.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It is crazy.
It's like that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I've seen in my whole life, really.
Folk do some stuff.
Yeah, I know it.
I don't believe it.
I know it. And that's what I'm like, is this the real world we're in now? Because we've never seen this before.
Yeah,
I mean, at this age, I've never seen it before. And you hate for young people to think this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not. So I have to fight that thing that says, man, and there's some other words.
Yeah.
So you have to get that thing right back in there to say, but look at it. It doesn't have to be this way always. No. It won't be this way always. There's been craziness in the world before.
Oh yeah.
And it's not going to be always, but you've got to be the one to give people hope, because everybody else is saying, oh man, I ain't going to vote. I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to do that. And I'm like, you messing us up with that foolishness.
Then you're going to complain about what you get.
And we're going to keep getting the same thing. There you go. And I'm telling people like you, come on now, give me something. I know it looks bad now. I know it's every day. You're saying, what else?
But it can be worse.
What else? For real.
Worse.
So, but how am I going to bring joy to somebody else? How am I going to bring peace to somebody else? Where is the hope to say, but hang on, hold on. Let your faith drive you.
That's right.
Instead of that stuff, because that stuff can make you as crazy as everybody else.
It sure will.
It's the one you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So you got to let that faith drive you to say, but wait a minute. That the God I know is not the author of confusion. No. That is all crazy.
That's right. That's right.
And so I can look at that and say, okay, yeah. But
you've answered the question.
No, there you go. There you go.
You have preached it.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean,
you're absolutely right.
If you're the only one in the room that knows there's another way, there's a better way, and we're going to get there, you got to be the one to speak up to say, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't give up. You do not give up.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be cussed enough to say, I refuse. I refuse to let evil have sway.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Or like my
Mhm.
grandma would say, I refuse to let the devil have his way.
Come on. You know that's it.
You know,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
keep it that simple.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you almost have to be that determined.
Mhm.
And that's where, I mean, I do believe that the church at its best is an encouraging place.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist
You
it. I'm
had to.
sorry.
Thank you.
I
Thank
had
you.
to
Thank
get
you.
there.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, I had to bring that
You
in.
had to go there. Thank you. I appreciate. I
But
appreciate that commercial.
at its best,
Mhm.
that's exactly what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, at its best. And it was, I got invited, a friend of mine who was, in a it was an NA program, but it's
Mhm.
12 steps, but
Mhm.
it was the NA, not the AA. And I guess it must have been his anniversary, now that I think about it, because on their anniversaries, you can invite
You do all kind of
people
stuff.
who've been
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
life. And
Mhm.
so I went on and went to it. And it was the first time I had actually been in an NA meeting. And so we got in the meeting, and there was this one brother, something of this sister had gotten married. She was in the
Mhm.
group too. And she invited everybody to the wedding
Okay.
except this one brother.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
he wanted to get some clarification
Why?
as to why.
Uh-huh. How
why.
did all them go and not me? Uh-huh.
And basically she said, "Look, I love you.
Mm.
You my brother." She said, "But you weren't on your meds. I wasn't gonna have you at my wedding when you're not on your meds. So now you can talk here all you want,
Yeah, yeah, but
but you
I
had to
couldn't have
get
you in that.
right." And you know what? I said,
Mhm.
"Okay." She actually did care about
Mm,
it, but she wasn't gonna
enough.
have his
Yeah,
nonsense.
she no.
She said, "No."
Mhm.
This time, love meant saying no, because
Mm-mm.
and I didn't want you messing up my wedding either.
Yeah.
But because she said,
But that was the way to do it. That was the way to do it.
because she did say, "When you ain't on your meds." Am I right, everybody? And everybody in the room said, "Oh, Lord, when
Yeah,
he
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
on his
We
meds."
yeah, we done got anything from him. So
I
we
said,
that's
I
funny.
said, that's love.
But that's love.
It
That's
actually
right. It's like
is.
I knew to say no to you.
That's a community of encouragement. And 12 steps communities are that.
Yeah,
The
yeah, for
church
real.
at its best is that encouraging place where where you like that old hymn says, "Come ye disconsolate,
There you go.
where'er ye languish,
Mhm.
come to the mercy
Mhm.
seat, fervently kneel." And that's what it is at its
Come
best.
on. I hear you.
That's not
I hear you.
necessarily the way it is all the time,
Mm,
but that's what it's meant to be. And it's out of that kind of community that we get fed and nurtured so that we can go back into the world
sure.
and be the kind of countercultural saints
Mm,
who bear witness to the way of love in a world of hate. You
but
see, that's
yeah, 'cause I mean, okay. Okay.
yeah.
Being I mean, in a lot of churches, you hear everyone and everything else being exalted, and God ain't in it nowhere.
Oh,
I
God
mean,
had nothing to do with
like,
it. Right.
what is this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you hear
Mhm.
everybody being exalted. I mean, I was like, you might as well give him a throne to let him sit on over there because of the way how they just worshiping that, right? And so it's like, you
It's
missed
supposed to be.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed it by going the simplest way.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying, it's like you missed it with the
That's just the
get off that
let,
throne and let Jesus get back on
let
there.
Jesus get back
Yeah.
on the throne. Yeah. I mean, I know you like sitting there, but no.
Man, that's the truth. But now part of the work we do is bring people together to talk through race stuff. And it's a continuation thing. It's they say how long we're gonna do this like forever. Because
Mm,
it's gonna take forever, right?
yeah.
And so when you look at race and the hurt and pain that comes out of that we've endured as a people,
Mm.
then how do you talk to people about reconciliation though? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I have had to actually not use the word anymore because the people say, "Oh, we ain't never been reconciled," right? So you'll hear me say racial healing, right?
Yeah.
But to say that whole point of racial reconciliation is a cuss word to some people, and unbelief it causes unbelief with others.
Mm.
So, well, how do you do that? How do you go in there like that,
Very
especially
carefully.
with yeah,
Very carefully. I mean,
yeah.
I do. I mean, for example, I mean, it's funny you would say that the word reconciliation. I've talked to some of our indigenous brothers and
Hmm.
sisters for whom the word reconciliation
Mhm.
is really problematic. And these are Christian
Oh,
people.
I hear you. Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah. They don't
and I
want to
remember
hear it.
one said,
Mm-mm.
I don't hear it. It just
Mm-mm.
doesn't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's I know what Jesus was about,
Sure,
and I'm
sure.
with him,
But
but
y'all
that's
in
not
that
what I'm seeing.
mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm,
yeah.
mm-mm.
And so that always remains clearly the goal,
Mhm.
but we're
Mhm.
not there yet. And
Mhm.
so healing, there's that. We're all working on our healing,
Mhm. We gotta keep
and
you
and
gotta
keep
keep at
keep
it.
working on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And if we all keep working on that, then we may, like the old saying, when we all get to heaven, what a day of
Come on,
rejoicing that
come
will
on.
be.
Mhm.
When we all see Jesus, will sing and shout the victory.
Mhm. Mhm.
That may be when the real victory
It's
and the
gonna
real
come.
maybe it's gonna be the ultimate
Yeah,
and
yeah,
only proximate here.
yeah, yeah.
And even here, there may be moments where you sense the possibilities of
Mhm.
reconciliation,
Mhm. Mhm.
but not the fullness of the reality because
Yeah.
of our
Yeah.
brokenness.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
I just think that's just reality. It's
Mhm.
just that, I mean, that's reality. I mean, Jesus on the cross with the two thieves,
Mhm.
as they're called. Now,
Mhm.
what they really were revolutionaries, but anyway,
Mhm.
but with
Mhm.
the two
Yeah. The
thieves,
people who wrote it said
that's what
that.
the empire
Yeah, yeah,
called them.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and one of them just said, Jesus, remember me
Yeah.
when you
And you
come
mhm.
into your kingdom.
Mhm.
And Jesus says, don't worry, brother. Today
Mhm.
you'll be with
You
me.
in you in you're in here now
And the
with
other one
me.
said, "You so bad. Why don't you
Get us
get
down.
yourself
He said,
down?"
"You stay there."
And Jesus
Yeah.
didn't. He never doesn't
Mm-mm.
comment.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't say
Mm-mm.
anything.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't say,
Mm-mm.
"Well, you gonna go to hell yourself." No,
Anyway.
get out of here.
Uh-huh.
And he
Uh-huh. He
doesn't.
doesn't.
Jesus doesn't do.
Mm-mm.
He
Mm-mm.
didn't say a word.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
he never said a mumbling word.
There you go. There you go.
So maybe some things don't happen this
Mhm.
side of Jordan,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's real.
the fullness of when God is all in all.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's gonna be beyond this life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And there's
true.
just
That's the
something
way to look at it.
that's as far as I can go because I been around long enough to see some things don't get fixed.
Tell me about it.
You know,
You know?
some things just don't get fixed here.
Yeah, yeah.
So ain't no need in my getting upset about it.
Yeah, like
Some things just don't get
it is
fixed.
what it
It
is.
is what it is.
Uh-huh. We
Yeah,
can't deny it.
yeah. Can't
We
deny.
can't
No,
sugarcoat it. We can't put nothing on it.
mm-mm.
It is what it is. Yes,
That's right.
these are crazy
Yeah,
times.
these are crazy.
And
And
but
folk are
you can't
crazy.
park it. You can't park there though,
No,
because it'll destroy you from the inside out. It'll destroy you if you stay there. You know,
you would quit
what,
doing what you do
tell me about it and
if
go and
you. I
get me
mean,
a everyday job.
yeah. To get just
Yeah.
going to work for a paycheck.
Yeah,
I mean,
man, like I used to. I would, right?
yeah. I mean,
You know, if there was no hope that I knew, but there's a way. There's a
and I
better
do
way.
believe that life is not completely fulfilled on this side of Jordan.
Mm.
We have to go as far as we can, so that way we're not supposed to lead the world the way we found it.
There you go.
We're
There you
supposed to
go.
do what we can to change it.
Mhm.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, where
Mhm.
on earth as it is in heaven.
For real, for real.
So that's our mission statement.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's just
Why
clear.
why we do it.
That's why
Mhm.
we do it, and
Mhm.
we're
Mhm.
supposed to do it as best we can, but not with the expectation that we're gonna completely change it
Yeah, yeah. Or change people.
or change people.
Because
Lord have
I
mercy.
mean, you know, somebody said, yeah, he said you might be saved, but grandpa is still in your bones. You know how racist he was. He
Yeah.
said so. You might be
You might
saved.
be saved,
Uh-huh.
and I'm only saying you might.
Uh-huh. But grandpa is in your bones now, because that's what you came through.
That's
You
right.
know, and so that's all you heard.
Mm,
Right.
that
And
is the truth.
now it's like a whole major, but what about all that? And you want to say, it was wrong. It's two left. It was wrong.
It's two left shoes.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
years.
I know you gotta be old if you know these things. Yeah.
I have
But
not heard that
I
in
know you gotta be
years.
old. Let's say I'm old. I'm old. I mean,
Mhm.
you just old. But I said
Wrong is two left.
you have to now that is
Mm.
it's a major transformation
Mm.
coming out of what you grew up with. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in your household, when all you heard was nigga, 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 and all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then to come over here and say what now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
say, how do I shed that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And let as much of it go as you can.
As you
You
can,
may not
as
be
you
able to
can,
let it all go.
as you can.
No,
That's real. That's
that's
real.
just a was Paul. I mean, I love, this is Paul, where Paul, you don't think of Paul being honest about himself, but he actually is.
Yeah,
several
he'll
times.
come
There's
on and say,
several
he said,
times
the
when,
things I ain't
you know,
gonna do, I keep.
that's what I still do.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah,
I was just
he
reading
was the
that the
most
other
honest
day. I
one.
said, man,
Yeah.
he was getting brutally honest. The good that I would, I
I
don't.
don't even do
That
that.
is not a good. That is
That's
what I
not what
do.
there you go. There
Wretched
you
man
go.
that I am, who will deliver me
Yes.
from this body death?
I'm so glad they
that's
left it in the
Paul.
Bible. I'm so glad they left it in there.
Yes.
Because that would be like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
me.
Now that sounds so real. That's Paul.
Yeah.
And I love it in Philippians where he says, not that I have already attained it, but I press on toward the mark of the upward call. I press on.
It's a
I
press.
don't. I press on.
There you go.
I mess up. I'm going to fall short.
And I'm jump right
I'm
back
not gonna
up
get it.
and get back on track.
You mess up, fess up, get up.
There you go. There you go. I
Go a
love it. I
different way.
love it. I love it. Well, we've just had a time here.
This was good. Thank you.
Yeah. You can come anytime.
Yeah,
You can come
this
anytime.
was good.
No, we can talk about all old stuff because we all know old
Yes,
stuff. Just like the two
we do know the old stuff.
Yeah. But then, okay, so what would be your closing word to the church, to young people, to people anywhere, people who have racist hearts? What would be the words you would leave with them today if they happen to listen to this, look at this right here today? What would you say? What would you say? What would you say to them?
The God who gave us all life. My Bible says that God is love. And if that's true, as I believe it is, then that means we were made by the hand of love.
Everybody was.
It means we were meant to be loved. We were meant to love. We were meant to live in love. And if the day ever comes when we all do it together, what a day of rejoicing that will be.
Yeah, indeed.
Live in love.
Yeah.
You will not go wrong.
And let that be your guide.
Let that be the guide. Yes.
Yeah.
Let that be the guide.
Yeah, that draws
Press
you, that
on
leads
towards
you,
the
that pushes you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I am so grateful that you came today.
You have been dear. Thank
Yeah.
you.
See, I
This
thought
time just flew.
you were gonna be all stuck up and stuff, and I was like, oh Lord, how am I gonna deal with him? You say you ain't, you're not even that guy, So I am so glad you
If
came.
I tried my best, I couldn't do that.
No, you don't know. I see you don't know. Bishop Curry is gonna be our speaker at our celebration on September 25th. And we are so delighted to have him. We went through everything to get him. And we are so delighted that he'll be with us and be sharing. It's the September 25th. It's our the Encouraging Places celebration and fundraiser at the Edenton Street United Methodist Church. It's going to be a wonderful meal because, we get that soul food.
Yes.
It's going to be a wonderful meal and a wonderful celebration, and we want everybody to be there. So invite them to our celebration.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Come on. September 25th?
September 25th.
September 25th. Come on, everybody. And that
it's real simple. Just come on.
We're going to have a good time.
There you go.
Do support something that's worth supporting.
And you're going to be glad you came.
And we'll encourage each other.
Let's encourage one another, as some are in the habit of not doing. We're in the habit of doing. So I hope that our listeners and viewers today have been impacted because you've seen and heard so much good stuff come from this man right here.
Actually,
this
from
is
this
a man of God right here. Yeah. And we hope that you'll take this and walk with it and get his book, Love Is the Way.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good book. It's really good. And let love be your guide by the book too. But let love be your guide, because in this day and time, we need you, you need me, I need him. We need each other to make the difference that's needful in this dark world. If we ain't gonna be salt and light, we just need to get on off the pot. But anyway, we thank y'all so very much. See, he's funny. Thank y'all for being with us, and we hope you'll check us out next fourth Thursday. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
That's great.